Yes, Chapter 6. The wedding. Yes, he replied coolly. Bracelets, anklets, necklace, earrings, headdresses. I can choose anything. It doesn't matter anyhow. How many? Anziato mentioned a bunch of jewelries in one breath. She only had one thought in her mind: loser, loser, loser. Sure, and also for my parents? Alright. With his consent, Anziato turned to the shop manager and said, "You see, if he can't pay for all this later, it's none of my business. You can beat him up if you want." Yes, yes, the shop manager couldn't help but laugh. I can't believe that this dumb lady doesn't know second master's identity. However, the second master did not explain his identity to her, so he had his reasons. All this time, everyone in the aristocratic circle thought that, with the special situation of second master being allergic to women, it was impossible for him to marry a wife in this lifetime. But now he had quietly married a beautiful and delicate wife. This was a joyous occasion, so of course he would give her anything. So, not to mention a few pieces of jewelries. Even if the entire jewelry store was moved to her house, it would still be a matter of few words from second master. And Giotto, who thought that Tang was acting too important, was standing with her arms behind her back. She was consistently instructing the salesperson as she walked into the shop. Well, pack it up, and this, wrap them all up. Damn, this feeling of buying was so wonderful. It felt like a dream. And Giotto tried to suppress the urge to laugh wildly. In the past, when her father brought her up, she had fantasized about being a child left behind by a billionaire. Then one day she would be found and lead a life of extravagant extravagancy. Tank followed quietly behind her. The cold line on his lips curved up into a barely noticeable arc. Thinking about annoying Tang, Anziato proudly asked the salesperson to pick a lot of jewelries for the first time in her life. Although she was taking things from the store, they still had to go through the company's cashier system. She stood in front of the cash register. Her heart almost stopped with fright as she looked at the numbers of the monitor. When everything was over, she counted the numbers: 1, 10, 100, 1 billion? She was so scared that she almost did not mention it. She asked the cashier weakly, "I bought so many things. Aren't there any discounts?" The manager stood behind her, looking at Tang, unsure how to reply. After all, since the second master did not tell his wife of his identity, it wasn't right for him to open his mouth. "Send it to this address later." Tang gave the manager a card, then left with Anziato. "Wait," Anziato pulled him back and shook her head. "I don't want these things. I don't want them." Having just experienced the feeling of being tycoon was rather enjoyable, but after playing around, she gave up. She was already the legal wife of this man. If these things were paid in installments, it will probably not be over up till her grandson's generation. Tang did not say a word. Looking at her terrified expression, he felt like laughing. "You really don't want any of them?" he asked in harsh tones. "That's right. I don't want them anymore." And pulled him away, as if there were hungry wolves and furious tigers chasing after him. "Then at least pick the right ring." He led her back to the ring cabinet. Anziato was embarrassed to the point of not being able to lift her head when she was pulled back by him. She was so embarrassed after asking the manager to pack up so many things, but turned around and said that She didn't want them anymore. Now she had to find the gut to go back and pick the wedding ring. Knowing Tang's identity but not Anziato's, the manager thought that she was saving him money by returning everything, although he was not short of money, so he felt good about her. Second master, these rings are new models. They just came to the store today. You can take a look. Tang pushed them in front of Anziato and said, pick a pair. One of the heart-shaped pink diamond rings caught her eyes. The design was simple and unique. The diamond was small but perfectly cut. She picked it up and tried it on. She took a glance at the price tag and saw that even a male ring had 7 digits. She quickly took off the ring and put it back. Then she casually picked the cheapest one that did not have any diamonds. That's right. That's right. She looked at Tang as if she was asking for advice. Instead, he picked up the pink heart-shaped diamond ring she had just tried on and placed it on her finger. The wedding ring can't be casual. He picked up the men's design and thrust it into her hand. He raised his long, handsome, and bony palm. Anziato stared at the choking palm extending by him. Her porcelain white and delicate face reddened, as if she was exchanging rings at the wedding church. Anziato, a cold, low, and magnetic voice reached her ears, and she snapped back to her senses, a little frantic as she put the ring on his finger. All right, let's go. She breathed a sigh of relief. This was the first time that she felt that shopping could be so torturous. Fortunately, she was finally going to end the torture. Tell your CEO to take the strings off the shelf. After saying this, Tang left and Anziato looked confused. All right, take care, master. Of course, the manager could understand the meaning of Tang's words. He didn't want anyone's ring to be the same as his wife. After sending off Tang to the manager, quickly called the CEO office. Tang family mansion. The lights were bright and luxurious. The living room was neat and spacious. It was designed in European style with beautiful golden window curtains hanging up in the window. Top-rated sofas, tea cases, dining tables, crystal chandeliers, all the furnishings and decorations were mainly made of gold, showing its luxurious texture. At the dining table, I'm married. Since he was going back to the army later, Tang Yuqing, who was dressed in a handsome military uniform, was sitting at the dining table eating dinner. Tang Moshing burst out laughing. Brother, did you just learn to joke around? To think that his brother had always had a cold and expressionless face since he was young, never once did he expect that he had actually learned to joke around now. The wonders of the world. Didn't the manager of Kiasi Jewelry Store tell you? Tang Yuqing asked with a slight frown. Huh? Tang Moshing stared and didn't seem to understand what he was talking about, so he didn't pay too much attention to his words. He then turned the topic back to the matter of marriage. He patted Tang's shoulder and said, Brother, don't mess around. Our parents are too traditional in their thinking to accept a man as their in-law.